In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. In the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth was formless, void, and darkness covered the face of the deep, while a wind from God swept over the face of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw that the light was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. And God said, "Let there be a dome in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." So God made the dome and separated the waters that were under the dome from the waters that were above the dome. And it was so. God called the dome sky. And there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. And God said, "Let the waters under the sky be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. God called the dry land earth, and the waters that were gathered together he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the earth put forth vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees of every kind on earth that bear fruit with seed in it." And it was so. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the dome of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And let them be lights in the dome of the sky to give light upon the earth." And it was so. God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. God set them in the dome of the sky to give light upon the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fourth day. And God said, "Let the waters bring forth swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the dome of the sky." So God created the great sea monsters and the living creature that moves of every kind with which the waters swarm, and every winged bird of every kind. And God saw that it was good. God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the sea, and let birds multiply on the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures of every kind, cattle and creeping things, and wild animals of the earth of every kind." And it was so. God made the wild animals of the earth of every kind, and the cattle of every kind, and everything that creeps upon the ground of every kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make humankind in our image, according to our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the wild animals of the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth." So God created humankind in his image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth." God said, "See, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is upon the face of the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food. So to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the air, to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food." And it was so. God saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Thus the heavens on the earth were finished, and all their multitude. And on the seventh day, God finished the work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all the work that he had done. So God blessed the seventh day and hallowed it, because on it God rested from all the work that he had done in creation.
our artist, Nicole Ensing, was commissioned to create a piece called Unveiling Creation. She created this by using mixed media of acrylic, oil pastel, charcoal, and mica spray. She was inspired from points taken from the texts of John 1 and Genesis 1. In the beginning was the Word. God spoke creation into being. And the second point, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Let there be light. Nicole started with a dark background to represent nothingness and introduced light. The painting was built up from there with blue, purple, and green. She introduced gold partway through and again at the end. She thought the painting was done, but then remembered the beautiful mica spray, and that was the last touch. Towards the end of the painting, Nicole added 7 marks, which represent the 7 days in the creation story. And she made these marks using the liturgical colors that we use throughout the church year. The first mark is white, representing light. The first day, light was created. White also stands for the holy days of Easter and Christmas. And white is a symbol of purity, new beginnings. The 2nd through 5th marks are done in green. They represent creation, the ordinary time of the church year. Green, symbolizing growth. The 6th mark is red, representing humans. On the 6th day, God created humans. Red symbolizes Pentecost, when God sent the Holy Spirit. Red also points to the fall into sin, the need for redemption, and a sign of the blood of Christ. The final mark, the 7th mark, is purple, representing waiting. In the church year, we call these seasons Lent and Advent. Purple symbolizes the sovereignty of Christ. All of creation is waiting to be redeemed.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him, and without him not one thing came into being. What has come into being in him was life, and the life was the light of all people. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it.